Hi, Bill Rosen one more time. Today I'd like to show you a very small collection of buck knives. I think buck knives are very good purchases. You get a very good knife for a relatively low cost. We're going to start out with a knife that my wife surprised me with one time. She gave this as a gift just for no reason. Wasn't that nice? It is a gentleman's pocket knife. You can see that it is a two-blade knife, and you're not going to be doing a lot of heavy-duty cutting with that knife, but I thought it was rather nice of my wife to do that. And then a pocket knife that I used to carry every single day. It's called the Buck Bantam. It's a lock-back knife. Here's the lock back here. It is a very sturdy little knife, takes a very good edge, and keeps a good edge. Very comfortable in your pocket too. The next one you see here is a Buck Vanguard knife, and this is a very good deer hunting knife. It is a straight blade knife. It has a through the grip blade. It's very strong, takes a very sharp edge, and holds a very good edge. It's got a rubber grip on it, so you're not likely to, it's checkered too, so you're not likely to lose your grip on it. It's got a bolster here in front, finger guard, so you're not likely to run your fingers up along the edge while field dressing a deer or other animal and lose some mobility with your fingers. It's a very good knife. I like it very much, although it's not the one that I normally carry. The next one is a Buck 119. Now this, you see in a fair amount of movies. It's kind of unreal. The movie Dexter, that knife makes a showing on that movie. It's got a very good leather sheath to it. I have field dressed deer with this knife, but it's a little large. It's got a very comfortable grip on it, and it's very sharp. It stays very sharp. You don't have to, you can field dress, I think I did 3 with it one day without touching the blade on it with a sharper. This next one is a Buck 105, and it also comes with a very good leather sheath like the 119. This is a little more comfortable field dressing deer with. You still get a very good purchase on the handle. It's black phenolic with aluminum bolsters like the 119. It also uses that very good steel that Buck is famous for, the 420 stainless, and the blade or the sheath is a little big to carry on your belt, but if you carry a backpack, that would fit in your backpack very nicely. Now this next buck is a 102, and you can field dress deer with that knife easily. It looks a little small, but depending on what you do. If you want to separate the ribs from the sternum to open the body cavity more, that's a little small, but it can do the job. Now, the next knife I'm about to show you is my all-time favorite hunting knife to carry when I'm deer hunting, the Buck 110. Now this most often does ride in my backpack when I hunt deer, but it is also small enough to fit very comfortably on your belt. The Buck 110 comes with a very good leather sheath. This one is very old. It has a cocobolo grip, or the scales, as you might call them, the scales, the grip, are cocobolo. It's got brass bolsters, and again that 420 stainless steel. And this one, I guarantee you, I have done 3 deer before resharpening this knife. That edge stays very sharp for a very long time. And this one is, if you like to separate the ribs from the sternum to open the chest cavity more, which I prefer to do. This knife, if you get a hold of it with both hands and straddle the deer, you can go right up and separate the ribs from the sternum very easily. That's the greatest hunting knife for deer hunting. Now, I have absolutely zero experience field dressing elk or moose. I imagine this would still do a very good job. And like I say, it is my absolute favorite hunting knife. And I have a brand new one still in the box with a leather sheath. Never been opened. I've had this one for quite a few years also. This one's been around for, oh gosh, I'm 65. This one's been around for 40 years. Yeah, no, maybe more. 40 years or more. It's a great knife. Now, there's an honorary mention in here. My son gave me this knife. This, I have field dressed deer with this knife. It's a little too big for that job. As you can see, it's got a full tang blade, goes all the way through the handle. It's got good protection for your fingers. It's also got this dip right here that could protect your fingers too from going into the blade, but this knife is more of what you call a tactical or survival knife. This knife is the greatest camp knife I've ever seen, ever, anywhere. This knife you can baton with easily because it's got a nice thick flat top to the blade. So if you wanted to cut some smaller wood off of a chunk of wood, you could start it and then take another piece of wood, hit the edge to cut off smaller pieces to make smaller pieces of firewood called batoning. You can take this knife and shave a stick and leave all the shavings connected to the stick and start the shavings, or you can for kindling, or you can just make kindling and throw them in the bottom of a fire pit and start them on fire. Comes with a very nice nylon sheath, and that knife, I wish I could tell you who the manufacturer of it was, but I can't. It just says Combat on the blade, and that's all I know. But buck knives, they're hard to beat, and for just about any hunting you might be able to do, that buck 110, it's a lockback, but it's very strong. The advantages to, say, a fixed blade knife is they're stronger than folding knives or lockback or liner lock knives. They're much stronger. But this buck 110, I would not be afraid to carry that buck knife anywhere. These buck fixed blade knives, for the money you pay for them, they're extremely hard to beat. They're sharp, or they stay sharp, and they'll give you many years of good, reliable service. Hope you liked the video. Please like it at the bottom. I'd appreciate it. I'd like to see how many people are liking them. Thank you.